All right, folks, welcome back. Your call's coming up momentarily. I want to remind you to tune in tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, for Newsmax's special post-debate coverage of the Republican debate. It's in Miami, Florida. That's 11 p.m. Eastern right here on Newsmax TV. And then on Saturday morning, make a note, Saturday morning, Newsmax TV has a special live 3-hour broadcast, Battleground, Florida, in anticipation of next week's Florida primary there. J.D. Hayworth and John Bachman and Miranda Khan will be taking it to the streets of Miami to speak with members of the community, assessing who they're supporting in the upcoming primary. Our Battleground, Florida special will be starting 8 a.m. Eastern, Saturday. Don't miss it. All right, to the phones we go. And first up, we welcome in Susan. Hello, Susan.
Hi. How are you, Steve?
Good, and you're in Atlanta, from what I understand.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for calling.
My privilege, and thanks for taking my call. There's a couple things I wanted to mention, and one is my sister and I have had our Trump bumper stickers proudly displayed since shortly after Mr. Trump announced his candidacy. And along those lines, I think that Mr. Trump's candidacy has thrown a wrench into the establishment's plan. I really think that Cruz is not self-funding as Mr. Trump is, and just like all the other political people, he will have to do what his backers want him to do. Really sounds like Cruz was intentionally set up to be just another spokesperson for the establishment. When you really stop to look at things, such as the establishment got rid of, they made it look like they wanted him, but they got rid of Bush, they got rid of Rubio, they got rid of Carly, everybody along the lines that they didn't want. And now it's too late for them to try and figure out how to get rid of Mr. Trump. So they're going through all this conventional idiocracy.
Well, Susan, I don't know necessarily that the establishment didn't want Jeb Bush. I think they desperately wanted Jeb Bush and then Rubio, but that was just unsustainable because the electorate didn't agree with them. And we'll see if, as Rush says, they might have to do if they want to get rid of Trump. If they do, hold their nose because they despise Cruz and start supporting Cruz. That'll be very interesting. Thank you, Susan. Elaine is next from Chester County, PA. Hello, Elaine.
Hey, Steve. You know we all love your show.
Thank you.
You're the only one that we can actually listen to. I mean, I shouldn't say tolerate. We like to listen to. The thing I have to say, I am a Trump supporter. I did like Ted Cruz. But right now, after what I just heard, that he is getting together with Chase's and Jeb Bush, and I find that a little interesting because what he runs on is the fact that he wants to, he's against all the Washington cartels. You mean
Cruz is again?
Cruz,
you're surprised that Cruz is? Yeah. Look, again, this is the report. I can't sit here and say there's a definite meeting, but this is the report that Jeb is to meet with each one of them. I can't see him telling Jeb Bush no. I'm sure he respects him for who he is and what he's done. It doesn't mean he agrees with him politically. So I see your point, but I think it would be big news, and it would just reinforce that Cruz can't work with anybody, or that notion, if he said no, I'm not meeting with Jeb Bush. So don't be so hard on him for that.
No, I'm not being hard on him, but it makes it a little suspicious that he goes out and gets 3 people. It's kind of like, well, I'm going to come back and get you for 3 people after you just had a fight.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I see what you're saying and agree with it.
Yeah.
But also, Cruz was very steadfast in November against Mitch McConnell, and Bush and the rest of these people were like, couldn't believe what he did.
Right.
And now, of course, he's opened up to listening, but it's almost like, okay, I can't get my way with you, and I can't beat my state, so I'm going to bring in my buddies, my bullies with me now, and we're really cool.
It's going to be very interesting. Bonnie, you know what the very interesting part is going to be? It's going to be what I'm sorry, Elaine, what Trump says about all this if these meetings happen, how he reacts. I can't wait to hear him comment on that. Thank you for the call. The Malzberg panel is next, folks. Do not go away.